Jai Magi Baba, we are waiting for Swamiji.
Namaste, Ma.
Namaste.
Well, thank you. Hello, recording. That's Our Lady of the Telephone. Uh, she's a divine lady. Hello, that's Our Lady on the other side of the telephone. I can't hear you.
Can you
Would
hear
you
me now?
speak? Yes, I
Amazing.
can.
Okay.
I can hear you nicely, and you're walking through the household. Wonderful. Let's see if I can do this and get into the center. It was swipe left. There I
Yes,
am.
slightly.
Namaste, namaste, Kripananda, namaste, Krista.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Swamiji.
Nice to see you guys. Oh, what an amazing chapter we're reading now, because oh, this is just the most beautiful description of the life of a sadhu. And it just talks to us about all the different ways that we could love and demonstrate the sincerity of our love for our beloved. And that goes in every way. Thinking about her and working for her and ringing bells for her and singing to her and serving her and thinking of ways we could add value to her life. It's just an amazing document. Well, did anyone else come to school today?
Yes. Matthew
Wonderful.
is here. Krista is here.
Well, then we can start. Oh, well, actually, we have 1 minute left. Oh, on my iPad, we have 2 minutes left. I want to actually recapitulate just for a minute. Uh, uh, well, on this iPad, it says we have 1 minute left. So I'm going to go by that measurement, because if I have a date with a beautiful girl who sneezes from time to time, I sure don't want to be late. And there's absolutely no harm in my being early. But Mom, you just sneezed yourself out of the picture. Oh, there she goes again.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. That's exactly why we're here tonight. Exactly what we were hoping to achieve. Let's see. How do I make this taller? I would think maybe I could go like this. Does that go taller? No, it didn't. Let's see if this
No.
makes it. Oh, we got a little bit taller. Now, but we still lost. Mother cut off her head.
Yeah.
See,
Now it's fine.
I had her chair in the perfect place, and then the first thing she does when she sits down is moves it.
No, she's perfect, Swamiji.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can see Mama, then you've got enough. Let's see if I can get in the picture too. Well, at least one of my shoulders is in the picture. That's enough for you guys. I know you're old timers. You won't mind if I'm missing a shoulder. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Do you know we're studying the Devi Gita, and the combined text is published. I think this was published in the 1990s sometime, and we've been teaching this class a lot and trying to live by it a lot. And on page, we're actually going to start with verse number 26 on page 78, but I would like to recapitulate for a few moments. And let's go to the very bottom of page 76, where it says, Ambayagya Vinanagya Ambiyagyancha Chakri Tritiyadi Bratanyasu Chakrur Sarbe Suradripa. Everybody who knew how to do yagya to the Divine Mother, they began to make the fire sacrifices, and all the gods observed the various vows of worship, like the Tritiyam Brat, and there's a Chaturthi Brat, and there's a Panchami Brat, and there's a Shoshti Brat, and there's a Brat, the Trayodasi Brat, Kori Hamesha, Tanahi Rakhe Kalesha. That's the 13th day out, and that's for Lord Shiva. And there's the Chaturdasi Brat, and there's Amavasya Brat, and there's Purni Brat, and the various Brat, the vows of worship, like you can take 16 Mondays, or you can take every Panchami for Nag Panchami, or for the Rishi Panchami, and there are so many different vows of worship that we can observe.
Shivratri. Shivratri.
Like the Shivaratri is a vow of worship. We're gonna observe a special vow of worship for Shiva. Verse number 23. Kichit Samadhi Nishnatha. Kichit Nama Parayana. Kichit Sukta Para Kichin Nama Parayanotsuka. Some engaged in one-pointed meditation and samadhi, and some engaged in constant repetition in her names. We just did japa of her names, or we did the Sahasranam Wali, or we read her names in some way, or we made japa of her names. Some engaged in reciting hymns to the praise, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. And some recited her names again and again. Mantra Parayana Para. Kechit Krichadi Karina Antaryaga Para Kechid Kechinyasa Parayana. And some engaged in constant repetition of mantras, and some performed the Shrad and the memorial and other ceremonies, and the Kumari Puja and the Batuk Puja and all the different puja. This is just what we were doing in Navkara. At Bagalamukhi Mantra, this is just a perfect description. We did it all. Antaryaga Parake Chit. Some performed the inner sacrifice, and they went swaha, swaha to the light that's burning brightly in the Agya Chakra. And some constantly establish the energies of the goddess within. And in this way, they established all the letters of the alphabet in the Matrikanyasas, and they established the energies of the goddess within. Prilekaya Parashakti Pujang Chakrura Tandrita Ityevam Bardo Vashani Kalogad Janamejaya. Some engaged in the worship of the highest Shakti, the goddess of the universe, without any sleep or rest, by the seed mantra Ring. And thus, O Janamejai, many years of time passed. Okay, now that's where we left off last night. And now in our today's session, we're going to find out what happened. In Akasma Chaitra Masinya Nabamyam Chabrigodine. It was the 9th lunar day and was in the month of Chaitra, which is in March, and that's the Navaratri that's coming up, where we're going to be celebrating in the Goti Ashram, and it came on a Shukrabar on Friday. So, Prabhu Babu Purastana Makasruti Bodhika. On that day, she became manifest before them, and they recognized her voice. Speak to us, Mom. Joy, Ma. Oh, the voice as sweet as a cuckoo. That's a bird, you know. It's not the cuckoo. Yeah. Chatur Dikshu Chatur Bedir. Murti Mabir Rapishtutam Koti Suryapati Kasam Chandra Koti Sustitalam. On her 4 sides stood the images of the 4 Vedas, chanting hymns in her praise. Chatur Dikshu, on the 4 sides, Chatur Vedir, the 4 Vedas. Murti, the images of the 4 Vedas, Abir Bhutam, they were manifested. Abir Bhutam, they manifested. Koti Surya Pratikasham, they were shining and illuminating like 10 million suns. She radiated like 10 million suns. Wow, it didn't change in all these years. And again, like the coolness of 10 million moons, Chandra Koti Susitalam. It was the excellent coolness. It was Sita. Oh, what a cool moon you are. Vidyut Koti Samanabha. Maranang etat parang maha. Neva choydwang datai tiryaksha. Namade Parijagrabad. That light was equal to 10 million bolts of lightning. Vidyut Koti, 10 million Vidyut. It's a bolt of lightning. Saman, and it was equal to Namarunang. We're filled with the highest love. Arunang, Tatparang Maha, that higher than the greatest love. There was nothing above it, nothing chordwa, nothing tirya, nothing below it. Now, madhye. There was nothing in anything other in the middle from its origin. You couldn't tell what was above it, what was below it, what was in the middle. It was a bolt of light, 10 million bolts of lightning. That's a lot of juice our mama has. Adyanti ragitam tatu. Nahasta Medyanga Sanyutam Nichastri Rupa Matavana Purupa Matobayam. It had no beginning. It under Adyant, it had no beginning. Hitam, it was devoid of beginning, nor had it an end. Tata na hastadhyanta gustamamutam. It neither had hands nor feet, nor other limbs attached to its body. Neither did it have a feminine form, nachastri roop. It was not a male form, it was not a female form, nor what is purupam atodhyam. It was a mixed gender, it wasn't the napums. When dazzled by the brilliant luster, their eyes, the gods, the gods first closed their eyes. They couldn't look at that brilliance, that brightness, that dazzling light. When again, Punascha, when again, with patience, Durya Malyam Ya, Yavate Dadisasura. Then they opened their eyes again, and they had the patience to look right at that dazzling light, like 10 million suns, cooler than 10 million moons, brighter than 10 million bolts of lightning. And the gods were dazzled, they were mesmerized. Achoo! And they decided not to sneeze. And then they opened their eyes and they saw Kavat Tadeva Sri Rupena. Abadivyam Manoharam. They saw that highest light, that divine highest light manifesting in the form of an exceedingly beautifully divine woman. Ativa Ramaniyang Ying, a young girl in the freshness of youth, Kumaring Navayobanam. She's a young girl in just a newly in the freshness of youth, Yovanam. Udyan Pinakubadwanda Nidi Tamboja. Kumalam Ranat Kinki Nikajala Singjan Maji Ramekalam. Her breasts were elevated, plump, and prominent, and appearing as lotus buds, which added to her incomparable beauty. She wore bracelets on her four hands. Kanakanga de Keura. Greve Yakavi Bushitam, armlets on her forearms, a necklace around her neck, and a garland made of invaluable gems and jewels radiated its luster very brightly. Anargyamani, invaluable, uncountable, invaluable gems, money, Sambina Gala on her throat, radiated around her neck, her throat. Gala Banda Viratitam, it was shining with its divine luster very brightly. Tanu Ketaka Sangrajan. Nila Brahmada Kuntalam Nitamba Bimba Subagam Romaraji Virajitam. Lovely ornaments at her waist made a tinkling sound, and her beautiful anklets were on her feet. Tanaketaka Sangrajam, they were Nila Brahmada Kundalam. The hairs of her head sparkled brightly like large black bees shining on the blooming Ketaki flower. Nitamba Bimba Subagang Romaraji Virajitam. Her lovely lotus-like mouth was filled with betel leaves mixed with camphor. Your mom's gonna like this verse a lot. She gets to eat all the pan she wants. Kapura, Shakalo, Mishram. The purity was all mixed together with camphor. Mishram. Tambula Puri Tananam. She was eating the tambul and the pan leaves and the betel nut and Kanakakata Tankadetitang. Tankabadambujam. Her golden ear ornaments, ringings were shining. Kanat Kankana Takantabi. Tanka Banambu Bujam, and she appeared lustrous and beautiful. Did I see something? Oh, look at that lustrous and beautiful Divine Mother shining with her ornaments. Astami Chandra Bimbava. Lalata Maya Tabruban, the moon from Ashtami, the 8th day, was shining on her forehead. Rakta Rabinda Nayanama. Her eyes were eyebrows were just like long and arched. The crescent moon of the 8th lunar day shone upon her forehead. Her eyebrows were long and arched. Her eyes looked bright and like a red lotus. Rakta Aravinda Nayanam. Her eyes, her nayanam, were like a red lotus, Arabinda. And her nose was elevated and her lips were very sweet. Munasam Adaram. She was sweet like honey. Munda Kud Maladantagram. Her teeth were very beautiful. Muktahara Birajitam, like the opening buds of the Kunda flower, and a necklace of pearls. Muktahara hung from her neck. On her head, Rakta Sambina Mukutam, it was a brilliant crown, adorned by jewels that shine like the lines on the moon. Chandra Reka, like the lines on the moon. Batang Sinim, they shine forth like the lines drawn on the moon. Malaka Malati Mala. Her hair was ornamented with a net of garlands made of malika and malati flowers. Malika, malati, mala. She had this ornament, this necklace, this garland of flowers. Kesha Pasha, her hair that formed a net around her hair. Birajita. Kashmira Bindu Niti Lang. She has a spot of sindoor shining brightly. On her forehead was the brilliant spot of vermilion made of Kashmir kumkum. In her third eye, Bindu Tidlikam Netra Traya Bilasinim. In her third eye, which added luster to her face. Pashanku Shabarabiti Chaturbahum Trilochanam. In one of her four hands there was a noose, a pasha, and there was a noose, and in another hand there was a goad or a curved sword. Chaturbuhum Trilochanam Rakta Bastraparidhanam. She was wearing a red cloth, and Darimi Kusama Prabham. It was as red as the flowers of the pomegranate flower. Darimi Kusamagragram. With her fingers of her two other hands, she made the signs of granting boons and dispelling fear. Freedom from fear and granting boons. She wore a red-colored cloth like the flowers of the Arimi tree, of the pomegranate tree. Sarvasringaramesharyam. The gods bowed down with devoted respect to the embodiment of all love. Sarvadeva Namaskritam. All the gods bowed down with respect. Sarvasringaramesharyam. To she who fulfills all hopes and desires, to the mother of all, who thrusts all into the ignorance of duality. Sarva Shapurikam Sarvam Matarang Sarva Mohini name. She is the cause of all the moha and all the illusion, all the ignorance, all the attachment, all the moha, the mother of all. She thrusts all into the ignorance of duality. Prasada sumukhi mambanga mandasmita mukambujam. Her beneficence allowed the gods to see the beautiful face of the mother of the universe, radiating a sweet smile, the image of infinite compassion. All the gods were allowed to see the Karuna Murti, the image of compassion, of Yajab, Kambujam, Mandasmitamu Kambujam, the face of the beautiful mother of the universe, radiating a sweet smile, the image of infinite compassion. Seeing her Dwishtwatang Karunamurtim, the divine image of compassion, Karunamurtim, Pranemu Sadaram Sura, the gods immediately, Sura, immediately, all the gods, Sadaram, Pranemu, they bow down with devotion. But they could not speak as their voices were choked with emotion. Their voices were choked with emotion, and that made it impossible for them to speak. All they did was look. Hey, all we could do is look at you. There was nothing to say. It was unspeakable. Katanchit Syamal Malamya Bhaktya Chananta Kandara Premasru Purna Nayanast Tushtumu Jagadambikam. Then with great difficulty, those devotees began to praise her. Katanchit Shirlamalabhya Bhaktya, with great devotion. Cha Ananta Kandara. They bowed down. Premasru Purna Nayanam. And with their eyes filled with tears of love and devotion for the satisfaction of the mother of the universe, Tushtuvur Jagat Ambikam, they chanted Deva Uchu. And what did we say? Namo Devyai Mahadevyai Shivayai Satatam Namaha Namaha Prakrityai Bhadrayai Niyataha Padastahasmatam. We bow to the goddess Devi, to the great goddess Mahadevi, to the energy of infinite goodness Shivaya. At all times we bow Satatam Namaha. We bow to nature Namaha Prakriti, to the excellent one Bhadraya. Niyataha, with discipline. We have bowed down. Pranata Hasmatam. We bow down to her with discipline. Our discipline is our bowing. It is the sign of respect that we have this true, sincere vyakulata, this sincerity in performing the functions of our discipline. Pamogni Barnang Tapaswadranting. Oirochaning Karmavaleshu Justam. Durgam Deving Saranam Prapadyam. Ahe Surana Shakti Namaha. We take refuge of she who is of the nature of fire. Tuam Agni Barnam. She is the nature, the color of Tapasa. Dwalanting. She's shining with the light of radiance. Who shines as the light of wisdom in meditation, the bestower of the fruits of all action, Boirochaning Karma Faleshu, Jushtam, she bestows, she Jushtam, she gives the fall of all karma, Durgang Deving Sharanam Prapadyam. We bow down to the goddess Durga, to the
I do prayer every day only.
Oh, Tamabdi Parnatapiswantolantim. Okay, and she is that we bow down to the goddess Durga, the reliever of all difficulties, to the destroyer of all thoughts. Rapadyam Suranasayite Namaha. We bow down to you. Deving Bacham Jayanta Devas Tam Vishwarupa Pashapo Badanti Sano Mandresha Murjam Duhana Denur Bagamanastu Sutetu. The gods have offered forth many loving vibrations. Deving God Vacham Jayanta Devas, the gods, the devas are offering forth Majayanta, the vacha, the vibrations, deving to the goddess, to Tom, to her, Vishwarupa, who is the form of the universe, Pashabo Vedanting. They are singing and speaking these lovely vibrations, emanating these beautiful vibrations, Sano Mandresha Murjaduhana. De Nirvaga Manupasistetu. She is, may she who is like the cow, they knew Vag. She is like the cow, the form of all sound, Vama, Vag, Asman, to us. May that ultimate God is being pleased with our hymns. Present herself, tushtuste, tushti. Be satisfied with our hymns and present yourself. Come, Mama. Come, mother, stay in my heart. Make a happy new year. Present yourself before us. We love you, mother. You are like a cow granting all desires, the Kamadenu, the giver of bliss and strength. Please come and present yourself before us. Kalaratring Brahmastutam, Vaishnaving Skandamataram, Saraswati Maditing, Daksha Duhitaram, Namamaka Pavanam Simam. We bow to the time of darkness, the Kalaratring. To she who is praised by the creative capacity, Brahmastutam, to the energy of universal consciousness, Vaishnaving, Skandamataram, to the mother of divinity, to the spirit of all-pervading knowledge, Saraswati, Aditing, to the mother of enlightenment, Dakshaduitaram, to the daughter of ability, to Daksha's Putri, to the daughter Dakshaduitaram, Namamakam, to the energy of goodness, Shiva, Pavanam, to the pure energy of goodness, Namamaha, we bow down to you, Mother.
Goddess.
Mahalakshmi Chavidmahe. We know the goddess Mahalakshmi, Sarva Shakti Chadimahi, and we meditate upon she who embodies all energy, Tano Devi Prachodaya. May that goddess grant us increase in wisdom. Continuing, Udoya, rising. Just continually rise and rise and rise. And we never said stop rising. Make it grow and grow and grow until we reach infinity and then make it grow some more. Om Namo Virat Swarupinyi. We bow to the intrinsic nature, the Swarupinyi of the universal manifestation, Virat Rup. Namaha Sutratma Murtaye. We bow to the image of the soul, the Sutra Atma of the subtle existence. The Sutra Atma is the soul of the subtle body. Namo Vyakriti Rupinyaye. We bow down to the intrinsic nature of she who is indivisible. She doesn't allow any division. She is all of existence. And if you postulate the existence of something separate from her, it's not true. It's bound to fail. She is all existence. How can you have something that's separate from her? She is indivisible. Namaha Sri Brahma Murtaye. We bow down with devotion to the respected image of supreme divinity, Sri Brahma Murtaye, the image, the Murti of supreme divinity, Brahma, Sri, respected. Yagagana Jagabati Rajur Sarpas Gavita Vada Yagana Laya Matoti Numastam Bhuvaneshwari. We did Yagya Bhuvaneshwari's temple in Kamakya on the top of the mountain. We bowed down with great devotion to the supreme of all existence, the Jnana Jagatbhati, the illumination of the perceivable universe, who creates ignorance like mistaking a rope for a snake, etc. Do you remember Shankaracharya? He told the parable of looking at the coiled rope and becoming frightened and saying, oh, that could be a snake. And then when you see it's only a coiled rope, you lose all your fear. Yadagyanajagapati Rajur Sarpa Sragravi, who creates ignorance like mistaking a rope for a snake, etc. And who also gives the knowledge to correct that ignorance. Yeah, she sure does. Yagyan Alaya Matmoti, that wisdom that erases the ignorance. She gives that Numastham Bhuvaneshwari. We bow down to that mama, that divine mother of the entire creation, the entire existence. Numasta Padalachartam. Chidekasa Sarupinim, Akandananda Rupamtam, Vedata Paryabhumikam. We bow down to the object of the definition of that, as in Tat Tvam Asi. She is the definition. She is that which that thou art. Chideka Sa Chit Ekarasa Rupini, and to the intrinsic nature of the one consciousness. Chit Ekarasa. She is the nectar of unity in consciousness. The intrinsic nature, Swarupini. Akhandananda Rupam Tham, you are the form of indivisible bliss. Akhandananda Rupam, you are the Rupam of Ananda, of Ananda, the bliss which is Akhand. It can't be divided. It's everywhere, everywhere. When you're in bliss, bliss is everywhere. And there is nowhere she is not. And the supreme wisdom in all lands, Vedatat Paryabhumi Kam, all the bhumi, everywhere there's lands, there is wisdom, and that is you. Panchakoshati Riktam Tam Avasta the Sakshinim Numasta Padalakshartam Pratyagatma Surupini. You are beyond the Panchakosh, the 5 sheaths, the Annamaya Kosh, the Pranamaya Kosh, the Manamaya Kosh, the Vijnanamaya Kosh, the Anandamaya Kosh, dove è operato. Panchakosha Riktam Tam Avastatraya Sakshining, and in that manner, the 5 koshas, the body of matter, the Annamaya, the body of air, pranamai, the body of thought, manamai, the body of light, tejamai, the body of bliss, satchidananda rupini, and you are Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti. You're beyond them all. We bow down to the object of the definition of thou, numastvam. We are bowing down to thou, Alakshartham, who is beyond the definition of we bow down to the object of the definition of thou, the intrinsic nature of the soul of all existence. You are prati agatma. You are the Atma, the soul, Swarupini, of the intrinsic nature of all existence, and we bow down to you. Namaha Pranava Rupaya, Namo Rinkaramurtaye, Nanamantratmikayo Ite, Perunaye, Namo Namaka. We bow down to the Pranava Om. We bow down to the image of the Bij Mantra ring. Namo Rinkara Murtaye, to the image of the mantra ring. We bow down to the form of Pranava Om. We bow down to the Murti, the image of the mantra, the syllable ring. Nana Mantratmi Kayoite. You are the manifestation of various mantras. Te Karunaya Namo Maha, and you are compassionate. We bow down again and again to you. Namo Namaha Te Karunaya Namo Namaha. You who are so compassionate, even to listen to us sing your praises. It is to Tata Dedir. Moni Dvipani Vasini, and thus the gods, in this way the gods sang praise to Tatada, then they sang praise thusly, Devakir, to the goddess Moni Dvipni Vasini, who live resides in the island of jewels, Prahabacha Madhuraya, then the supreme spirit of all welfare, Matakokila Nisvada. She spoke to them in a voice as sweet as that of a cuckoo bird. And that doesn't mean who's really cuckoo. It means she sings the sweetest song.
I do.
We know. And Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. In our next session, we're going to listen to the Madhur Bachan, to the sweet sounds, the sweet vibrations given forth by the Divine Mother, Shri Devi Vacha. We'll begin with verse number 55.
No?
No. It is sufficient.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Sam Saraswati.
Saraswate Namah. Namaste Swamiji. Namaste Ma.
Namaste, namaste.
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 Pranam Swamiji.
That sounds like, Harish, where did you go? And how are you getting there? Let's see. None of these guys want to work for me.
Swipe right
Swipe right.
Hi.
and then scroll up.
पल्लवी मैं दिखाई दे रही हूँ माँ को?
हाँ,
Digga.
हाँ, हाँ.
Namaste.
जय माँ.
Jai Ma.
Namaste, Ma.
That's Bino, that's Tulsi mom. And
Namaste Ma.
जय माँ.
Pranam Swamiji.
and that's Erica.
Yes माँ.
And our other gopis, and Horish, and there's Dmitri. Dmitri is there. Namaste. Oh, Jolly.
Hi, Jolly. How are
जय
you?
माँ. जय माँ. हाय हाय माँ. बहुत
Namaste,
खुशी हो गया
everybody.
आपको देखकर. बहुत दर्शन हो गया.
Thank
Acha.
you.
Oh, dhanyavad sabko. Namaskar. We'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to Goti. We're going to start working to organize the Shivaratri. So
Okay.
we'll send pictures, but I hope we'll be back in time to do the class. If not,
Yes.
we'll have to skip a day because we've got all
Okay.
these other functions going on. We'll let you know, or at least by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon Indian time,
Yes.
whether we can
Yes.
come back or not.
Holidays for blessing.
Thank you Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take blessing.
Glory to take our love.
Horish,
Thank you Ma.
you please tell
Thank you.
Gauri that we're thinking about her and sending love.
Thank you. Thank you Swamiji. Thank you.
Dimitri, where are you? Where are you? Are you in Greece?
Delhi.
You're mute, Dimitri.
Okay, children.
We can't hear you. You are muted.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste Ma.
Namaste. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Ma.
Namaste, Swamiji, Sri Ma.
Pranam Swamiji.
Thank you. Namaste, Om Namah Shivaya.
Namaste Swamiji. Namaste Shri Ma.